Well, we've been giving that a lot of thought. First of all, we want to establish within the NHT a fund to assist young people to get their deposit. Because at the time, the hard part is you have to have the deposit, whether it be 10% or whatever the deposit is. It's not usually more than 10, but it's often up there, and a lot of people just can't, because of the cost of living that they mentioned and how high it is and salaries being relatively low, they can't really save enough for the deposit to pay down on the house. So we want to establish a fund. We've said we're going to do that of $1 billion, where any young person who's been contributing to the NHT for at least 2 years would be entitled to a grant towards their deposit of $500,000. And we have a thing called rent to own, which is an idea that we have put out there that we want to implement. So if somebody who is a successful blogger or whatever and is making money that way, or whatever they may be doing, buying and selling or whatever, but they don't have a pay slip, they can apply for an NHT house and they can go in as a tenant. And over a relatively short period of time, we're thinking about 6 months, the rent would be fixed at the same amount as the mortgage would be. Okay. And as long as they're current and show that they can make the payments over, say, 6 months, then they would qualify for the mortgage without having to produce a pay slip. And then they could just roll that up and then get the mortgage and buy the house. So over the last 12 years, $11.4 billion has been taken out of the NHT every year towards the budget. And it has really depleted the NHT of its cash resources and made it difficult for them to do the kind of transformational development of housing, affordable housing in particular, that really was the mandate for which they were established back in the 1970s under my command. So we want to recapitalize the NHT with lands, public lands that are suitable for housing, and then they can develop those lands in affordable housing solutions and sell them. And we are not going to charge the purchaser of the house for the land portion of it. We're going to exclude that from the price, which means if instead of an affordable house, say, costing $14 million, it may cost 11 or so, that kind of range based on our calculations. So that will immediately do two things. So one, it will make the house more affordable, especially for young professionals or persons who are just getting started in the home ownership game. And secondly, when they buy it, they will immediately have some equity in it because they would have got the house without having had to pay for the land portion of the value. And that would be a benefit to them. And they can now, use that in the future as part of their asset base and their own personal and family wealth.